Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the ASTV Sportscast. Joining me, digital media specialist Nolan, Kowal. Nolan, thanks for taking some time out of a busy day. I see you're in the office today. How's the schedule like at the Sport for Life building for you?
Yeah, so all of us are really just encouraged to work from home at this point, and a few of us, including myself, I think are coming in about once a week just to do some stuff from here that we can't do from home. But it's pretty empty here today, and I'd say the overwhelming majority of our staff is working from home until probably at least January.
Well, I know we have some exciting news coming up later this week for you and the staff. A little first time ever, I think, for your career at least, a Zoom Christmas party. We won't get to the details of that, but I'm sure there'll be some Yuletide and cheer shared by many through computer screens. But nonetheless, let's get to the agenda at hand here. First on the docket, we're going to talk a little bit about Night of Champions and some coaching nominations. Tell us a little about that, Nolan.
Yeah, so our Night of Champions and coaching awards happen every spring. It's an annual thing. And obviously last year when the pandemic and everything kind of changed, we had to adapt to that and do some different stuff. So we ended up presenting all those awards online through our social media channels, and that worked out pretty well. And obviously things are still, uncertain, and we're obviously still not able to hold those events this year either. So we're going to be doing things a little bit differently again. So for Night of Champions, the criteria will be a little different. So normally we would focus on the top athletes, coaches, officials, volunteers, teams from the previous year and their previous accomplishments of the past calendar year. This year, we're doing it in the sense of we're trying to get nominations and submissions of athletes and teams and coaches and officials who found a way to overcome all the challenges during the pandemic. So whether that be athletes who got creative with their training, or coaches or volunteers who helped with the return to play protocols, we're really just interested in receiving nominations and submissions on some of those inspiring stories that came out of the pandemic. So obviously the usual competition didn't happen, but we're hoping to get some of that criteria here in the next little while. So nominations are open. The deadline is January 15th. So we got about a month to get all those in. And then we're going to look at all of them, and we're going to select a handful of those stories to then present next spring. So it'll be the same time of year, April 12th to 16th. We'll be doing some videos of all of the winners, and then we'll be presenting those. So, we're looking forward to that. It's obviously a bit different criteria, but I think there'll be some interesting storylines and some interesting athletes and coaches, officials, people who found ways around all of that adversity. So we're looking forward to that. So again, deadline January 15th. And then the coaching awards, the same kind of thing. Normally it would be the last calendar year and what coaches accomplished in the last year. Instead, we changed the criteria to include their entire body of work. So their entire career, their entire life of coaching. That's what we're looking at for those coaching awards this year. And the awards are the same. The categories are the same for the coaching. So all of the instructions on the nomination submissions for both the coaching awards and Night of Champions is on our website, sportmanitoba.ca. And we're looking forward to learning about what some of these sport figures did to combat all the challenges surrounding the pandemic.
You talk about challenges throughout this 9-month process right now, Nolan. Certainly some creative minds to keep the interest open to a lot of different sports. And we know how special and important the province of Manitoba is with the number of volunteers and coaches that help from 4- and 5-year-olds all the way to, the levels to which we can compete nationally and internationally. So we really want to give a shout out at the end of this year to thank everybody that has been involved through these differences and through these times that we haven't expected to have lasted this long. And we really appreciate their efforts still to maintain that interest into the sports that a lot of young children and a lot of amateur players still enjoy and like to participate in. So kudos to you guys. Well done. Let's move on to something that Sam and I have talked about over the last couple of months, the Sport Leadership Series. How have we moved on with that progression?
Yeah, so same kind of thing. So normally our Sport Leadership Series presented by Bison Transport Normally we'd have those in-person sessions. Obviously not able to do that this year either. So we've gone online, and they're virtual online kind of seminar style events. So we just had our first one November 25th, and it was a success. So that one was called Female Coaches Path to Success. All of the events are hosted by Leah Hextall. And so that one was very popular. We had about 100 people participate in that, and it's really interactive. It's a Q&A type thing. So that one was really popular. If you missed that first one, it's available on our website on demand on our YouTube channel. You can check that out. And then our second one is coming up on December 16th. And that one is called Leveling the Playing Field. And so that one, we have 3 local athletes who are going to be taking part. Chantel Van Landegem, who's a former Olympic swimmer from here in Winnipeg. Skylar Park, who competes in Taekwondo. And Brittany Langless, who is a baseball pitcher. So those 3 athletes will be taking part in that. That'll be at 7 o'clock on December 16th. That's next Wednesday. So you can register. All these sessions are free. You can register on our website, sportmanitoba.ca. This will be part 2 of 5. So we got 3 more coming up in January, February, March. And we're looking forward to another engaging discussion. And again, these events are all about just empowering and inspiring more females to become leaders in sport. So far it's been successful.
Absolutely. No, and it's a great panel you've got coming up next Wednesday, not only from the sport perspective, but the fact that you have individual and team sports being well represented amongst those 3 individuals. So kudos to you guys to getting the 3 of them together. Going to be a great Wednesday night, I'm sure, and a great way to kind of interact and see their story and how they've progressed through these hard times as well. I know how much you and I love to talk, Nolan, but there's other people like to talk too, and that includes the Peak Performance Speaker Series. Who's next on the docket with that?
Yeah, so that's a series that our performance team puts on. So those are, again, all kind of virtual online presentations, and they kind of did them in the PowerPoint format here this year. And so the second session is done now. We're just going to be getting it up on our website here later this month. So the second one is called Progressive Plyometrics. So that's jump training. So that one really focuses on jump training for athletes. So check that one out. Again, this is a series that's really kind of focused on getting, our athletes to the next level. And there's a lot of knowledge that comes from them, from our performance team, that they pass on. So very informative. Again, those are free, and those are going to be on our website as well here. And I believe the guys are going to be doing a couple more here throughout the winter season as well.
Did you enjoy doing plyometrics as a kid, Nolan?
I didn't, not in any organized format, but I've tried them out. Jump training, I've tried them out in the gym before, but nothing too crazy, nothing too organized.
I remember jump training going through college and knowing that I wasn't able to jump like a basketball player and knocking my shins against the metal lift nonstop, saying, okay, pick your feet up, pick your feet up. I needed the bounce board, that bounce board that gives you that extra spring. That was what I needed. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to use that. So on to the next work that I did. So hockey players love plyometrics. So if you aren't a hockey player and you don't know what plyometrics are, definitely check those out, because it will help with speed, and it will help with explosive speed on the return. So good job for you guys. The Sport Manitoba podcast. Love listening to these. Who have we got coming up in December?
We are doing a No Ref, No Game episode. So our No Ref, No Game campaign has been going on throughout the year. A lot of great stories have come from that, from local officials. So we're going to be having a couple young officials on. We're still working out the details for that, but it'll be 2 officials from 2 different sports, likely 1 male, 1 female, just to get some variety and provide a little bit of a different perspective. So looking forward to that discussion. Obviously, retaining officials and developing officials is something that's important to us here at Sport Manitoba. So we're looking forward to that episode. And just to backtrack to November, our last episode, we had Shannon Burchard on from Kids Sport Manitoba. She's a Kids Sport ambassador. Curling fans will know the name. She's a competitive curler from here in Winnipeg. And that was a great discussion as well, with her kind of discussing the challenges of much of their season being canceled to this point and all the challenges with that. So check that one out. And then we've got another one coming up here. It'll be out before Christmas for sure. And that'll be on, like I said, just officials in the No Ref, No Game episode.
Without officials, we wouldn't have recreation, we wouldn't have sport, Nolan. And that includes the self-refereeing on the curling rinks, correct?
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't have to pull out the measuring stick all the time. Usually go by the eye and say, okay, that's a better shot than mine. I'll give you the shot. You're inside the 4. That's good, right?
Yes, 4 foot. That's
4
the
foot.
goal for draws. Yeah.
That's the goal for the draws. Last but not least, a program that you're kind of piggybacking and helping get the word out, the Safe at Home web portal with the province of Manitoba. How is Sport Manitoba working with the province to get the word out and get a little more traction with this web portal?
Yeah, so the Safe at Home program delivered by the province, and they've partnered with 5 organizations, including us here at Sport Manitoba, to deliver some programming, some activities to families who are going to be at home during the holidays. So where we fit into this is more on the fitness side of things. We're hoping to get some of our fitness and performance at home activities that those teams have been working on. We're hoping to get that as part of this program. And then also our Fit Kids, Healthy Kids team as well. So for those of you who aren't familiar with that, we partner with Doctors Manitoba on that program. It's all about developing physical literacy for younger kids at the younger ages. So they've got a lot. Our Fit Kids team has a lot of programming too that is relevant to this program. So we're hoping to get all of that into this. And again, that'll be coming up here. More details will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. But all of those activities will be available to families here in Manitoba over the holidays. And it's not just sports; it's also cultural stuff and artistic stuff as well. But we're playing a role in this more on the fitness side of things.
There's a great relationship between sport and culture, like you mentioned, Nolan, and not a better time than the now to pick up a new hobby, perhaps, and that can be studying a different culture, a different sport, a different activity, and seeing if you're able to grasp it and enjoy that type of time with your friends and limited friends, but more with your family, and get out there and truly pick something up. Nolan, I want to thank you very much for the time. Have fun later this week. With the moose mugs and galore from Christmas vacation. I got to throw that one in there. Hopefully the Christmas tree and everything is well for you and your family, Nolan, and have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas.
All the best to you guys over at Amateur Sports TV over the holiday season, Deal. Thanks for having us on again.
You're welcome. Sport Manitoba's, what is your director of I forget what it is. It's too long of a title. It should be Nolan.
That's okay. Yeah, digital media specialist. It's all
digital media specialist, Nolan Kowal, here from Sport Manitoba at the Sport for Life building. We hope that the buildings will open up sooner in the new year, and a very prosperous new year we look forward to, considering what everything has been going over in the last 9.5 months. Take care, stay healthy, and stay well, everybody. And thanks for watching here on Amateur Sports TV. We have great content, always free for our viewers. Thanks for watching. Take care, bringing more goodness to the greatness. Have a great day. Bye-bye.